When I woke up this morning, it wasn't because my alarm clock woke me up. It was because I had a nightmare of a shooting happening on a street in Rio de Janeiro, a street that I walked down on with my mom a few years back. And I woke up feeling exhausted and scared. And yeah, it was a nightmare, but it was inspired by reality. Last night I was thinking a lot about the protests for Black Lives Matter happening all over the world, and I was crying about the racism occurring in Brazil and again all across the globe. Brazil is where my mother lives, where my roots lie, and I was thinking about the violence crowding the streets there. I was thinking about the injustice, the rage, the pain, the fear of losing someone I love to a country that is incapable of taking care of its citizens, a country filled with corruption, police brutality, and systemic oppression, a country that is mixed and dark-skinned, a country I love. And I don't want to talk about the racist oppression of dark-skinned people in Brazil the entire video long. There are more qualified people than me that should talk about that issue. But what I wanted to do today was just to say that I feel you, I see you, I hear you, and I stand with you. And my heart breaks for this country, my country. And I was so overwhelmed and just exhausted this morning that I had to take a day off because the injustices happening to my brothers and sisters, happening to me, were just too much to handle today. I couldn't just sit there and type around on my computer and pretend that nothing was happening. And I know that it is a privilege to be able to take a day off. And I wish more people had that privilege. But anyways, I took this day off to feel human again, to feel like my humanity that is so often taken away, my family's humanity that is so often taken away, that it still exists. So an intentional morning to deal with the pain and rage was kind of what I needed. A morning where I intentionally chose the jewelry I was going to wear, like talismans. A morning where I intentionally planned the day and planned the week ahead, knowing that I would have to deal with quite heavy emotions, not just for today, but also the coming week. And there was something that I read the other day that Lucas Johnson said. The COVID pandemic and the racism pandemic function in similar ways. You can't be healthy while everyone else around you is sick and think that you will escape with your health. And another thing I also read was, I don't say bodies of color anymore because what I'm trying to do is reclaim the idea that I'm actually a human. So I say bodies of culture. And this is also what this entire morning was about. I spend quite a lot of time journaling to reconnect with myself and to give my emotions the room they deserve, to voice my thoughts and release anger and work through the pain of this entire conversation. Paper is more patient than people, so let it out. That's also something I read somewhere, but I forgot where. I am journaling as honestly and messily as I can. It's purely about bleeding yourself of all the emotions, all the thoughts running through your head. The things that make me feel overwhelmed, the things that kind of take my clarity away. And I meditated intentionally and quietly to reconnect to myself, to reconnect to my ancestors and Mother Earth. Mother Earth, who is supporting us, pulling us down to the ground without us having to do anything about it. And that type of support is what I needed to feel today. I needed to ground myself. I used to do a lot of breath work, and I still love that, but that was a little too heavy today. Softness and gentleness, cultivating kindness, that was what this meditation was all about. A piece of self-love. Usually when I feel overwhelmed, I also take the time to declutter and clean at least one space in my room because it makes me feel like there's something I can control. It's something that's easy to do and it takes my mind off of things in a productive way. So today, the drawer of hell was the thing that I needed to organize. It's a drawer where I have all the things that I might need to put in my purse for the day, or tiny little things that I need for travel, like international plugs and stuff like that. And I have this little organizer thing in my drawer that I'm emptying here, but it never stays the way that I organize it. So I was decluttering that, cleaning it, and putting all this stuff back in. And I also decluttered and organized another drawer that I didn't even show you because it was quite the journey for that one. But it was something that calmed me down and made me feel slightly better, just slightly. Tiny little things like organization always help me. It's a nice way to get some sort of mental clarity, which means I can listen to my emotions a little bit more deeply and a little better. There's more space for them if my mind is not thinking as much as it can be if everything around me physically is also cluttered. But the number one way for me to deal with literally anything is connection. Like you saw, the entire morning was about connection to myself, but here I was also talking to a friend on the phone because connection to others and true belonging and a sense of safety and trust is what I desperately needed. And I was reorganizing my bookshelf. I like to organize them via books that I have already read and books that I still want to read. But yeah, it was just good to hear someone else's voice and to know that they are there for me, to know that I can be there for them, and to have some fun and just talk about other things happening in the world as well, not just the things pulling me down. And it was also a good way to connect to my books. I am a book lover. I buy way too many books. Books are always my main source of education and comfort and just joy. They bring me so much joy. Just opening up a new book is like coming home every single time. Those are a few of the books I'm reading right now. A lot of the books I'm reading are on my Kindle, but a physical copy of a book is something else, something I will always love and cherish. Anyways, this is it for me. I hope you're all doing okay or even well, and if you're not, I hope you'll find a place of stillness and kindness for yourself today. And I'm here to listen. So I'll talk to you guys soon, and I'm giving you all a hug. Bye.